up. Don't believe it's live. Yep, I think it is live. All right, I am here. It looks like I am live. Hopefully I'm clear. I'm the only one in here, so I don't even know. Looks like my audio is working. If my audio is working, somebody else shows up in here, we can have a talk game, and then we can talk about some things. But this is the Black Watch, and I did an impromptu inauguration rendition of the Black Watch. I mean, we're not going to talk much about the inauguration. I'm going to let you know that right now. We're not going to talk much about the inauguration. Hey, Rochelle, how you doing? How's the sound, Rochelle? If you can hear me clearly, how are we doing? So I just want to make sure my audio is right before I get too deep in this. Right now, it's just me and Dilla. Well, now you're in here, Rochelle, so it's me, you, and Dilla. But I want to make sure that the audio is good. So if you can hear me, there's a slight echo. Don't know what that would be. So you tell me if there's a slight echo if I cut the music off. I need it to be a true echo. So is there still an echo? Because if there's no echo, then I go on. If there's still an echo with just me talking, then I'm shutting it off. So is there an echo? Okay, so then there's no music behind me because we're obviously coming in on the same channel. So I did this impromptu Black Watch because I did the same content yesterday that didn't take, and I'm mad about my shit. So the biggest thing for me right now is making sure that I do what I say I'm going to do. So when I say I'm going to put something out like that and I didn't put it up, it wasn't because I didn't want to. It was just because I screwed up the stream. But where I want to start, I really want to start because I know everybody is so happy that Donald Trump's gone, you know, and Donald Trump's attempt to make America great again, he obviously failed, or he would have been a president for another 4 years. Brother Brandon, how you doing? So, peace to you, and I appreciate you checking in with me on this impromptu Black Watch, and we're going to get down with it. But yeah, I had a problem with the whole Make America Great Again from the first time I heard it. And the reason I had a problem, because I couldn't think of any other time that Donald Trump would say he needed to make America great again, unless it was pre-slavery time. Because I don't think Donald Trump really liked post-slavery time. He didn't like people having a say. People that look like me, people that look like you, Brother Brandon, people that look like Euro. See, we have a situation where making America great again for them was going to make America fucked up again for us. And I've been checking out these Dr. King clips. And one of the things that I wanted to do, I wanted to start to break them down, because breaking them down helps me understand Dr. King even more. Because growing up, all I ever knew was, I have a dream. I have a dream. I've been to the mountaintop. I have a dream. I didn't know anything about reparations. I didn't know anything about, all the stuff that Dr. King was really talking about near the end of his life. I didn't know that black people had turned on Dr. King. And now that I know all of this, I'm kind of pissed off that I had to live through life with that fallacy. And we're in a situation right now to where we can't allow ourselves to become emotional. This is a vital time. As I sit here and look at this screen, and they're at the Arlington National Cemetery, this is a vital time for Black Americans. This is a vital time for us to be circling our wagons. And we didn't do that going to the polls. We didn't circle our wagons going to the polls. We went to the polls to get a sticker. We didn't go to the polls with an agenda, and that's a problem. And that's why right now Joe Biden is directed towards the immigrants, and Joe Biden is directed towards the LGBTQIAP. He's not directed towards the people that put him into office, and that's Black Americans, and that's our fault. It's our fault because we went in with no agenda. The only thing that we wanted to do was get anybody but Trump in. Anybody but Trump. That was our agenda. That was the Black agenda. 85% of Black America voted for Joe Biden with absolutely no agenda. Now, that other 15%, I don't know if they really all voted for Donald Trump or if they just spread their votes out and people down balloted like I did. I don't know exactly what that 15% did. But they voted with a different conscience. And that's what everybody needs to be right now, because Joe Biden ain't looking at us. I put up a video a little bit ago because Joe got dementia. He got dementia. I'm not talking about his actual health. I'm talking about Joe's health with Black Americans. Joe done forgot about us. He got dementia. He done forgot about us. And that's a problem. So where we gotta go back to, Donald Trump said he was gonna make America great again, but Martin Luther King said it long before that Black people made America great. So I just need to take this quick pause and let you listen to the great one, Dr. King, because we're really celebrating him this week. It's MLK week. They just don't have MLK Day on his birthday. They got to make it a holiday, and they got to have festivities, and they got to have sales, and they got to have all kind of shit going on for MLK, doing everything that MLK was against, but they're going to do it in the spirit of MLK. So if they're going to do it in the spirit of MLK, I'm going to do it in the spirit of MLK.
No matter where you are today, somebody helped you to get there. In a larger sense, we've got to see this in our world today. Our white brothers must see this. They haven't seen it up to now. Great problem facing our nation today in the area of race is that it is the Black man who to a large extent produced the wealth of this nation. The nation doesn't have sense enough to share its wealth and its power with the very people who made it so. I know what I'm talking about this morning. The Black man made America wealthy.
Indeed. Indeed. The Black man indeed made America wealthy. The Black man was left penniless. He was left without education. He was left without housing. He was just left. And they called that freedom. And see, that was a problem because at that point, there was enough Black people that if they had gotten together at that point and just started to siege town by town, they might have been able to do some things. But they didn't. They all tried to figure it out on their own. And these images that I put up, I took them from a slideshow that I saw. And the images are based on a composite of our history in this country. And unfortunately, I had to use one animated image. I couldn't find a real image. And And maybe it was just such a detrimental period, even in white history, that they didn't want something like that surfacing. So somebody with an imaginative spirit drew something, and we'll get to that one in a second, but it's on my screen in the bottom left-hand corner. It's the family of enslaved folk. And you see them with big batches of cotton. I mean, when Martin talks about the black man made America wealthy, you got to understand, we had the cotton that everybody wanted, and it got picked by black people for free for 246 years. And yes, there was some upheaval, some uprisings, there was some revolts, some rebellion. But you got to understand the type of things that happened from 1619 to 1865, for us not to just flat out to have gone rogue. And I know that there were some people that tried to help us along the way that didn't look like us, and I salute them for that. But for the most part, slavery was looked at strictly as a business. It was looked at as a business. Owning people was a business. So I always say to anybody that wants to look at me in the eye and say, but it was legal, I give them 2 motherfuck yous and send them on their way. I don't give a fuck if it was a business, okay? Sex trafficking is a business too right now, but it's not right. And what they're doing to sex traffickers are the same thing they should have did to enslavers, but it was a business. It was the way of life. They brought perfectly good human beings over here and marginalized them and minimized them all the way down to nothing. Well, we were more than nothing. We were actually the workforce, so we were something. We were worth more than their own homes. A black man with skills was worth more than a house. So if you had land, you didn't even have a house. You just had to have some land. And you could put that black man out there for free. You instantly were making money, hand over fist. Your business is already in the black. You have no labor cost. And whatever you're out there growing, he's going to harvest it for you for free. 246 years. And as I look at the 46th president go through his inauguration stage, he tired too. Joe tired as a motherfucker. When they was walking down that hallway, Joe looked like he was about to fall over and shit. I mean, what is wrong here? Why didn't they make him walk down that whole hallway? They should have got him like a hoverboard or something, or had a little conveyor belt in it. Joe can't do all this walking. He did that walking. He was holding himself. I mean, Jill's feet hurt. I don't know why she didn't wear some damn Air Maxes or something. She shouldn't have worn no Chucks. That Chuck shit is played out. And I don't even know if Kamala has Chucks on. I can't see her. Oh, she wearing a dress. Kamala got her legs out today. See, I thought she was going to be in one of them manly suits. She actually got her legs out. Please tell me she's not wearing Chucks with no damn dress. I mean, I see the pearls. She got Chucks on? Ah, I missed her. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Uh-oh, there go Clinton's. Hillary got some platforms on. She ain't fucking around with those stilettos. Hillary's heels thick as a motherfucker. She got some wide boys on just to make sure she ain't falling nowhere. Now, somebody said Kamala fell. I don't know if that was a joke. Said she fell. If she was wearing them damn Chucks, she might have fell. She might have slipped. But anyways, they got me off key. What's up, Free? No, she got on pumps? Yeah, you already know Shelly O, how Shelly O was going to bring it. She did trip? Oh, shit, I got to go back and watch that shit. I got to go back and watch it. She tripped. She didn't even have Chucks on. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I saw Shelly O. I think Shelly O got a pantsuit or something on. I saw her. They got to get a shot of Shelly O with her coat off on the inside. Yeah. And Southside Shelly. Come on, almost fell. The last step, see, that's the ancestors talking, Brother Brandon. That's the ancestors talking. They say, right before you get to that top step, take this with you. And they tripped her up, just so she remembers. That was Rosa Parks tripping your ass. That was Shirley Chisholm tripping your ass. That was Coretta Scott King tripping your ass. Fannie Lou Hamer tripping your ass. That's who was tripping you. You didn't just trip on that step. They reached up. They reached up for them grave sites and collectively grabbed that ankle. Here you go. Here you go. What up, Chi-Town? So yeah, man. Looking at that image, it just affected me in such a way. I mean, it's a family. And yeah, they're working together. And yeah, it's a business. They're just not being compensated. They made no money to pick that cotton, and every other day that they picked cotton, they made absolutely no money. Out of all of them, they had no education because you couldn't learn how to read. If you learn how to read, write, spell, count, you got killed. At the least, you got lashes, which you probably felt like you were going to die just because you wanted to learn how to read. So when I look at those images, I get fueled. I don't get angry. I get fueled. And then I look at the image right above, because see, the image right above should have been the damn image on the bottom. I mean, a white man with a gun to a black man's head. And this is supposed to be a good time in a black man's life. This was post-slavery. This is when we were given the first opportunity to vote. And look at the opportunity that we had to have a gun put right to our head to say, nigger, you're going to vote this way. And what's the difference between 1867 and 2021? Nigger, you're going to vote this way. I mean, they got a gun to his head. I know it's a drawing, but hey, nobody's imagination is that vivid. That shit happened. That shit happened. You got an echo going. You got an echo going. I thought they said I took care of the echo. How's that? Is that better? Is that better on the echo? Says I'm echoing again. Says I'm echoing a bit again. All right, so let's try this. Same. All right. Y'all telling me I got this echo. Let's see if I can do this without messing anything up. Can you hear me now? Is there still an echo there? We'll know in a second. If I didn't do nothing to help it out, sorry, I'm working on it. But my biggest thing, yes, it's better, good. My biggest thing, I don't know if that's yes, a little it's better, or yes, it's work. I don't know. I need complete sentences out of y'all, because it's just me, and I don't want to keep stopping for it. So if it got a little better, let me work on it being a little better. All right? We'll go from there. All right. So when you think about what we've gone through, going from slavery and then to Reconstruction. In Reconstruction, they were giving us some rights. And we should have had the right to vote back in 1867. A lot of people make a big deal about 1965, but it's because they don't know about 1867. I mean, truthfully, I didn't know about 1867. I always thought we were just given the right to vote in the 60s. But we were given the right to vote right out of slavery. Right out of slavery. And when we were given the right to vote right out of slavery, Excuse me. Are we still there? Are we still there? Are we still echoing? And we used to be Republicans. Absolutely. We used to be the GOP. We used to be the GOP. Black people. We went from slavery to Reconstruction, and then they said, you know, this ain't working. Even the little rights that they gave us, 1866, 1867, it wasn't working. They said, we got to do something else. So basically, we ended up back on the plantations without massa being massa. Now it was just our partner. So we thought. So we thought. We thought massa was our partner because we was sharecropping. We was just cropping. They was doing all the sharing. They was giving us bad seeds to plant with. We wanted to build. They give us wood with termites in it. And they was still brutalizing us. They was still raping our women, raping our daughters, raping our sons, raping the men. It was animals back there. And that's when you look at that top image on my left. Maybe it's your right, but I think it's your left. That top image looks just like the bottom image. You just insert several white men. We still got the bags of cotton. We still on the ground. We still in a subservient mode. Shit hadn't really gotten better. Shit hadn't really gotten sweeter. The days was just going different. They didn't own us. Okay. But don't that look like we still own? We got balls of cotton in our hands. We're on the ground. They're up over us with guns and menacing looks. Who took this fucking picture? I always want to go one step further with it. Who took this fucking picture? I mean, this picture, they posed for this shit. It wasn't like this was an action shot. They said, pick up them cotton balls, and they was holding them cotton balls, and then these motherfuckers got their guns. This was some intimidation shit. Who took the picture? That's what I want to know. I always want to know, who took these photos? This whole thing, boy, I mean, hey, 46 is in. I get it. 45 gone, 46 in. I don't know what all this celebratory spirit is for, though. What did black folks win? What did black folks win? Sister Shanna, how you doing? I don't understood. I don't understood. Boy, they got me fucked up already. I don't understand what we celebrating other than the fact that it's just another day. I know people saying it's a new day. How do we know it's a new day? How do we know that the same type of days aren't about to be among us again? That's right. We want more bullshit. We want more bullshit. And we want more bullshit because we played bullshit. We played bullshit in the lottery, straight and boxed, and hit. We need to be playing that Mega Millions. It's about 900 and something million now. What's bullshit play for the 6-digit? We need to be playing that. Because Joe ain't talking about reparations right now. At best, he gonna talk HR 40, which is some bullshit. We don't even want to hear that. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's gonna be the point to hit him now, or you're gonna wait till he bows out and we hit Kamala. I think we've got a better shot of hitting Joe's soft ass. Joe milquetoast right now. We need to hit Joe's ass right now. Hit him. Some of the things I guess he said earlier didn't sound right. So I got to go back and listen to what he said earlier. He's talking right now. I'm obviously not going to listen to it. But, you know, all that bridging that he thinks he's about to do with America, he's fucked up out here. If he thinks he's about to run 11 million through, I mean, like, they treating immigrants like this is motherfucking Kroger's. We gonna run them through to citizenship, and then just forget about 40 million black Americans, 34 of them who voted for you? Nah, bruh. See, he trying to create some shit that he really don't want to do. Now, all these years, it's supposedly been white people who didn't like black people. He trying to make black people and Hispanic people, or let's just say black people and immigrants. I understand that all immigrants aren't Latinos, Hispanics, whatever you want to call them. I realize they come from other countries, but the big spin on immigration is the people who basically can walk here. The ones who can come in underground, the ones who can swim here, the ones who just drive here and never fucking leave. That's the major part of immigration. A motherfucker that flies over here and doesn't go back home, yeah, they're not dime a dozen. People that can actually get here without a motor vehicle, that's who they talking about getting Americanized. 11 million fast track, expeditiously. They want to make them citizens. Now, if you're doing that, you got to have a plan to where the fuck they gonna go. 11 million, they're already here, but I'm talking about jobs. You got healthcare facilities that can't facilitate for the people that we got in the country right now. Right now. And when you think about it, 11 million undocumented motherfuckers, how many of them got COVID? We know who documented. Because you know if they're catching COVID and shit in areas and motherfuckers are undocumented, on the run, refugees, whatever, they're probably not going to the clinic, man. They're not taking a chance to get up in there and get their name called out and be like, oh, we don't have no information for you, and then have INS roll up in that bitch. So how many people are you putting at risk? How many? But you got all your plants that's going to pay people under the table. They'll pay them an underwage. You got all your businesses that'll pick folks up on pickup trucks and shit like that every day and pay them under the table, pay them a lower wage. See, they're part of the problem too. All of the motherfuckers probably getting PPP money too. Hey, I'm just going with what I keep hearing. I keep hearing 11 million. I think the number is higher than that too. I think the number's way higher than 11 million. Joe already said, you better get used to working with him. I don't know if y'all heard that shit, but Joe said, you better get used to working with them, because there's going to be more of them than you in a minute. Y'all do remember when Joe said that. He said, you better get used to it, as if we don't get along with immigrants. See, they trying to pit us against each other, have us out in the streets fighting. Have us out in the streets fighting. See, they can take the heat off of the racist white people and black people and just say, let's just pit them against each other. They don't want that. You know, you don't count them. Throughout there. That's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't know why they got to stop here. Go on up to Canada. Canada is much more liberal for immigrants. I don't know why they want to stop here. But then again, I do know why they want to stop here. Everybody wants to stop here. This is the land of milk and honey for every faction of people except black folks. Because black folks wanted jobs back in the day. And we were skilled. I mean, at one time, we were the only skilled tradesmen in America. Black Americans were the only skilled tradespeople in America. Nobody else had a skill because they didn't have to do shit. We did it all for free. There was no skilled tradespeople anywhere other than black Americans. I wish we wasn't buying it or renting it or leasing it, putting something on it. And when we wanted to just be gainfully employed, this is before we really took off and start buying shit and owning shit and building up small towns. When we just wanted to work, we could be skilled, more skilled than our white counterpart. and we go to a job site that say help wanted, and we get all fucking excited. Because if they say help wanted, that means I can go in there because I can do the job. I know the job. I got the skill. But then they say whites only. Whites only? And I'm not saying nothing that anybody in here that ain't heard before. It's just says, I'm talking about king-like behavior. See, every time that something detrimental has happened to us in this country, we have displayed king-like behavior. Because anything less than king-like behavior, we could have got to beheading motherfuckers, the way we've been treated. You go from the slavery picture, you go from the voter day picture. That's election day. Election day, with a gun to his head. Then shit got sweet for us, and they allowed us to sharecrop. Where we went right back to the first image, where we picking cotton again. This time, yeah, they don't own us. But kind of by the image you can see, they own us still. But when we wanted to go to work, when they said we could work, they put that one stipulation in there that kind of disqualified us from the position. White only. How you gonna say that? If you need help, your leaking ass business needs people to come aboard. And if you had so many white potential employees, you wouldn't need to put that motherfucking sign out. You know how degrading that shit was to walk up to that sign and see a help wanted and then see white only? And that was the beginning, the true beginning of when black people hated being black. Why I want to be black if I can't get nothing? Why I want to be black if I can't own nothing? Why I want to be black if they just gonna call me names? That self-hate starts in when that starts beating in on you. That's social engineering 101. So Canada's hard. Canada's hard on immigrants. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it was easy to go on over there. She was a seamstress and nobody would hire her. So she could sew clothes better than anybody, but they didn't hire her because of the color of her skin. See, that's just some fucked up shit. You need this dress done by Saturday, but you're not gonna let me do it because I'm black. Who's the nigga? I mean, who's the nigga there? That's some nigga shit. I need you to get all these dresses done. Oh, you black? Oh, no. You can't sew them dresses. You can't put your black hands on these dresses. Are you fucking kidding me? And then I dip to that middle image. It's on my right. I'm looking at it on my right. That don't look like a man who broke color barriers at a university. That don't look like a man who was walking from Tennessee to Mississippi. That don't look like a man who had courage beyond his years. But it does look like a man of 2020, 2021 now, because they done killed a couple of us already this year. He had just got shot and left for dead. But he was one of the first black men to ever go to the University of Mississippi. That man, laying in the street. Laying in the street is a man who was one of the first black men, if not the first, to go to the University of Mississippi. And he was on a protest march there, and they shot him, left him for dead. Once again, I must ask, who the fuck took this picture? Who took this picture? Thank God that brother survived, and once he survived, he finished his education. He didn't finish that march that day, but he finished his education. Yes, he did. But look what we had to go through. All he was doing was protesting in a march and got shot. And you don't see a whole bunch of people laying around him, down on the ground trying to help him. You don't see that the protesters stopped and everybody circled him, picking him up. he's laying there by himself and somebody took a picture of him. Who the fuck takes these pictures? That picture wasn't taken because somebody cared. That's intimidation. Shot, left for dead in the street. Come on, man. Joe said it, man. Joe said it. He said, you hear me? You hear me?
By 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who will make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
That's when he was browbeating them colored people in that Zoom call. All them henpecked Negroes sat there and got a tongue lashing by old Joe. Ain't said shit since then. They collectively should have had a meeting right after that and got together and said, look, if this is the way he gonna talk to us for the next 4 years, we need another plan. But I bet you ain't none of them said shit. I bet you they all at the inauguration today smiling, skinning, and grinning and shit. Raggedy motherfuckers. That was supposed to be our black elite. That was supposed to be the people that were supposed to hold us down. They sat in that Zoom call and took all that from Joe. Took it all. Absolutely. See, it's a scare tactic because I got it off of a slideshow. It wasn't just black people looking at this slideshow. All kinds of people are looking at this slideshow. I try to tell people, you may hear the word every now and then, but go outside of the United States and see if you hear somebody call a black person a nigger. Flat out. They don't look at us like that until they get over here. When they get over here, that's when we become a nigger to foreign people. Immigrants don't be thinking about that shit when they get over here. But once they get a little taste of white supremacy and see that, hey, I can say this shit and ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me, oh boy, they'll let it sling. They'll let it fly. They'll let it fly. I'm just trying to tell folks what I know, what I see. And I don't see it really being no better. See, when somebody looks you in the face and says, you put me in the White House, you had my back. Now I'm gonna go over here and help these Latinos. You put me in the White House. Once again, you've had my back, and I'll have yours. I'm gonna go over here and help these gay folks. What am I supposed to think? And somebody walks up to you and says, what do you think about reparations? I'm not going to be held responsible for something that happened 300 years ago. Now, I know he said that many, many years ago, but Joe ain't came even close to saying, I think reparations needs to happen now, and it's going to happen during my administration. What Joe has said is, I think we'll think about talking about H.R. 40. Come on, man. Come on, man. H.R. 40 shouldn't be used for nothing except tracing paper. Okay? That's all it's good for is tracing paper. Because there's a whole lot of shit that we need to fill in. We can't use H.R. 40 as our blueprint. H.R. 40 is not the blueprint. And it kind of leads me to a space before I get to talking about the last image, because the last image is so telling, seeing that it's MLK week. It's MLK time. It's MLK. MLK. The reparations movement really took flight over the last few years with a lot of people getting together and speaking on it and speaking on the needs of Black Americans and speaking on the data to the statistics of Black American life. And personally, I thought there was going to be more. Although I've enjoyed the political commentary of one Yvette Carnell, of one Antonio Moore, and I cherish the data that they've been able to bring forth and even lead me to go look at things even deeper. I have a problem with the way things have been handled because they built something. They did build something with hashtag ADOS. I don't think they specifically built the reparations movement, but I think they built something with hashtag ADOS, and they had a groundswell. They had politicians talking about it in every debate. They have tens of thousands to maybe even hundreds of thousands to millions Black Americans talking about reparations. It's worked its way, through the entertainment industry. It's worked its way through other industries, sports and whatnot. But I don't think we've really gotten a grasp of where we need to be with reparations, because that's all we've done is talk about it. And we haven't put any of that data, any of that work forth. Now, I know that they were aided by some economists, by some people that were far smarter than them, Dr. Sandy Darity. I know they don't see eye to eye with our brother, Dr. Claude Anderson. I mean, he is a elder who has went through way more than most of us will ever encounter. And they haven't seen eye to eye with him. And I think the main reason that they don't see eye to eye with him, because they try to take his concepts and put them into today, and then they just dismiss them. No, you take his concepts and you redo them into today. Because it's not that they're bad concepts, they're just a tad bit dated. They've thrown away some of our elders. They've thrown away some of the people. Oh, the natives have been paid, Rochelle. Oh, you're answering somebody. Oh, y'all got your own thing going. Y'all, I'm just sitting here talking. Y'all got your own thing in the chat room. I'll leave y'all be. Y'all can handle yourselves. I just happened to look up and I saw the chat room was moving a little bit. Ain't but a few of us in here, but it was enough in here for me to pay attention to y'all. If y'all got y'all conversation going, that's good. That's what this is about. This is obviously to spark conversation, open up ideologies, and then move forward. So when I talk about the things that Yvette and Antonio did over these last few years, I commend them for it. And that's kind of where I start and stop with that. Because, truthfully, after the election, there was no plan. They talked down ballot, down ballot, down ballot, down ballot, down ballot. We down ballot. Okay, now what? See, I wanted more after I gave up my down ballot vote. What if Joe wins? What if Joe loses? We should have had some plans in order. But it always seemed like it was more about just protecting the legacy of hashtag ADOS versus pushing the legacy of ADOS. I had an issue with that. I didn't say much because who am I to say anything? I just, I know I listen less. I've listened to Yvette and Antonio a lot less since the election than I did before the election. I'm always going to stick up for the right thing. And when Tariq Nasheed attacked them, I snapped back. I've snapped back a couple times. I'm going to defend what's right. I don't think what he did was right. If there was some personal shit between them, that's one thing. But it wasn't. He made it more personal and just kept it going. And, he's about fodder. I get it. I totally get it. But they made Tariq their content, where I thought ADOS was supposed to be their content. Not hashtag ADOS, ADOS. I thought ADOS was supposed to be what we were talking about. Reparations was what we were supposed to be talking about. And we got into talking about beefing with Tariq. I'm gleaning from Brother Pharaoh. I'm gleaning from Brother Pharaoh. You gotta, Sister Shannon, you gotta know. Sending me that link, I found my crazy ass uncle. Because he ain't really crazy. But I'm reaching out to that king. I'm reaching out to that king today. And now he done took them videos down. I don't know if you done clicked on him today. He done took that video down. Took both them videos down. That's okay, though. Because I caught both of them, all 6 hours of it. I ain't had no music on in 2 days. 3 days, it'd be 3 days. Because I was listening to Brother Pharaoh. And it got to be just so much not about reparations that I started to wonder, like, where are we going with this? Ethics Radio, I appreciate your support, always. Flat Out dropped a hammer. He dropped 2 hammers. He dropped 2 hammers. And I didn't get into this to hear people go back and beef with one another. I didn't get into this for fodder. I can find fodder anywhere on the internet. Hell, I can produce that type of content if that's what I want to do, but that's not what I want to do. I want to make a difference out in this motherfucker. I want to be a part of it. No, I'm not running for no goddamn office. But I know enough to know that we can't do this just by talking. By just getting on the microphone, we can't do this. We got to do more. They didn't do more. And with more videos talking about entertainers and athletes and politicians, not about reparations, it got me less interested. So in turn, Sister Shanna being, I believe, the individual, not only who brought Brother Pharaoh to me, but I believe you brought BTP to me. And I've been listening to them for the last couple months. So I'm an alpha male. I mean, I have no problem with saying I'm an alpha male. I know I'm an alpha male. I get in too much goddamn trouble. I know I'm an alpha male. So I fucks with alpha males. And I know when I'm fucking with alpha males and I'm comfortable. And then I know when I'm fucking with a beta male. I don't get uncomfortable, but I can make a beta male uncomfortable. He didn't get rid of him, he just privatized him. Hit him up, he might send you the link. He privatized them, though. But yeah, I'll make a beta male uncomfortable as a motherfucker. Because I'm not gonna talk that hoe shit. I'm not gonna be on no hoe shit. Because I ain't no hoe. See, they want people to be marginal out here. They want people to be timid. They want people to be weak. And when I say people, I'm talking about black men. And the last thing that a black man can be out here in these times is feeble and timid, AKA milquetoast. But we got a lot of that out here. And I felt, frankly, like Antonio, he showed that milquetoast side. That brother's got a degree. That brother's got a law degree. That brother's got years in the streets of the legal system. I get it. But I don't give a fuck because I don't care about his legal career. I care about him talking about reparations because that's how I got put on to him. I don't care about all the other shit that he talks about. If he wants to talk about it, that's cool. I get it. But you roped me in, bruh, talking about reparations. You roped me in, bruh, talking about transformative politics. You didn't rope me in talking about rap snacks. You didn't rope me in talking about whether LeBron James should take a knee or not. I don't give a fuck about that. I started watching Yvette when she was with Iron Man because I started watching Iron Man from another person talk to me about Iron Man. And then Yvette came across. And I started watching her clips. And it was talking all that good shit. Talking that shit I really needed to hear at the time of my life that I needed to hear it in. But then they got to talking about all the other shit that we didn't need to hear. That wasn't gonna do us no good. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Because as it got closer to the election, it was just about down ballot, down ballot, down ballot, down ballot. And I got all kind of shit that I could talk about because I reached out to them. I reached out to them months ago. I reached out to them when I first made the ADOS shirts before they made ADOS shirts. I made ADOS shirts before the first ADOS conference and reached out to them, and they never reached back. Offered to bring shirts to the conference because they didn't have shit. At first, they didn't have nothing. So me being me, I offered it up to them. I wasn't trying to make money off the movement. I was trying to put money into the movement. You're welcome. She has a wealth of knowledge. She a little messy, but she got a wealth of knowledge. She's smart as fuck. She a little messy, but she got a wealth of knowledge. I don't mind bringing people to what I believe is right. And I think as far as the data goes, I think as far as the ideology goes, I think as far as all the studying that they've done based on restorative justice, I think they on point like a motherfucker. I think they on point like a motherfucker. But when you get into beefing, and you get into having to talk about somebody every one of your telecasts, I'm like, oh, here we go again. When we gonna get to the reparation part? What was that song? When we gonna get to the good part? Get on to the good part. We need to get to the good part. We got to get to the good part. And the good part is the reparations discussion. We don't need to talk about all that other stuff all the time. And then when they beefing with Tariq, we don't need to have that come across in your content for an hour. Your show is 2 hours long. You talk about Tariq for an hour, then you take calls about Tariq. Come on now. You just wasted 2 hours of my time. Where's the reparations talk? I need to talk reparations. She stayed on focus like a motherfucker. She stayed on focus. And I didn't listen to the second half either. Because here's the thing. The way I looked at it, she got just as messy of a chat room as Tariq do. So if somebody was going to bring in what was going on, I didn't want to be a part of that. And then who knew what people was going to talk about? I didn't want to hear a whole bunch of redundancy about today. We already know Joe ain't gonna do nothing for us the first 100 days. He ain't gonna do nothing for us. We already know this. He already told us this. He ain't gonna do shit. He gonna fuck with the LGBTQIAP. He gonna fuck with the immigrants. He got something to do with Paris. He got something to do with the WHO. He got some things to do. First, he need to get a night's sleep, because if Joe don't get a good night's sleep tonight, he ain't gonna be worth a damn tomorrow on his first day on the job. He need to get a good night's sleep, because Joe tired. Joe's sleepy right now. I bet you Joe is asleep inside that damn car. He nodding off right now. They probably shooting some ginseng in him. They got to get him up. They probably shooting some ginseng in him. They got somebody in there rubbing Jill's feet, because Jill's feet's hurting too. Jill's feet was hurting. Yeah, you first lady now, Jill. You ain't just walking around no third grade classroom. You first lady. You got a lot of walking to do. You better get you some Air Maxes. Don't get you no Chucks like Kamala. Don't get you no Chucks, Jill. Okay? You'll be walking with a cane in a minute. Trying to tell you. She needs some Clarks. She needs some Rockports. Shit, that's what she needs, some motherfucking Rockports. Some Sketcher walkers and shit. So, I'm looking at, I've put no faith in a lot of these politicians out here. Just like I don't really have any faith in these two, but it ain't about who I've got faith in. If they're the ones that are in power, they're the ones that we got to put pressure on. We got to put pressure on our local politicians. We got to put pressure on our state politicians, and they take the shit to Washington. If not, local don't get reelected, state don't get reelected. Fuck them. Fuck them. I've been fortunate enough to have an interview most recently with State Senator Jeff Irwin. I actually had an interview with the brand new Washtenaw County prosecutor, Ellie Savitt, and I fucked that stream up, so I'm going to redo that interview. I believe he told us to give him a call next week, last week of the month. He said, give him a call. So we need to get that rescheduled. Once we get that rescheduled, I'll get that one up. We're going to get that one right, because it was my fuck up. And he obliged. He thought we had a great discussion, and it's definitely something that the village needs to hear. I've got another state representative that we've been trying to get at, Ronnie Peterson. Ronnie Peterson needs to answer my call. I'm not sure why Ronnie Peterson hasn't answered my call. He is our state representative. He's been a state representative around here for a lot of years now. He's been getting a lot of that Ypsilanti money, getting a lot of them Ypsilanti votes. Goddamn it, Ypsilanti want to talk to you. And right now, I'm representing Ypsilanti because I'm representing Washtenaw County. I represent Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti. I represent any city that needs me to speak up for them. Hell, I got some people in Whitmore Lake. I got some people in Chelsea that I fucking represent. I represent Washtenaw County. So yeah, we need to talk to State Representative Peterson. Thanks, Ro. I appreciate that. You know, we've got to keep talking to people that can help us and stop listening to people who aren't going to help us. That's my mission in talking to these individuals. I mean, I could sit around in coffee shops, well, maybe not right now, but I could sit around in places and talk to people or ring people up, you know, and have phone conversations. But no, I'm asking questions, and I'm asking them publicly because that's how we hold people's feet to the fire. You ain't gonna say something to me, have it on video, have it get sent out, have people looking at it, and have it be a lie. Because we call you on that shit. We call you on it. I appreciate you. That's my goal. That's my job. That 11 million are votes. They signed agreements to vote a certain way. That's how they're going to get through. That's probably what it is. Because, see, here's my thing. What I've been thinking about that 11 million, hell, one out of three Latinos voted for Trump. Some of them motherfuckers was illegal immigrants. So you gonna help a motherfucker who didn't even support you get Americanized? See, you a bitch, Joe. I'd ask him right up front, did you vote for me? Show me your voter registration shit. I want to see it. We need everybody who voted. We want to see everybody who voted, because we know we had some motherfuckers who weren't American citizens. They tried to cast votes, or they did vote, or they supported. Let's just say they supported Trump. Let's just say they supported Trump. 1 out of 3 registered Latino voters voted for Trump. Now, that's just registered voters. You know they got illegals in their house. They got illegals in their house. So wait till they get Americanized. Now you're going to have damn near half Latinos. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you had 1 out of 3 voting for Trump, that's people that are registered voters. What about them ones that they tried to get to vote? Remember Joe and Jill was down there in Florida, and they was in the area, they said that area was densely populated with the most unregistered Latino voters. What the fuck were they doing down there? What were they doing down there talking to people who couldn't even help them in the campaign? Why would you be talking to people who can't even vote for you? That was some dumb shit. That was dumb. What about all them Asians that was lined up in West Palm Beach down there by Mar-a-Lago? Miles and miles of Asians. Trump, 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 Trump. Them motherfuckers voted high numbers for Trump. I bet you all them weren't legal. Bet you all them weren't legal. And then what's going to happen? So you expedite motherfuckers to become citizens. Now you got a whole lot more Americans, not necessarily your base, but you expedited them because you wanted to do what? You wanted to be a president for the people? Not for the people that got you elected, for the people who's in this bitch illegally. Only 2 to 4 members of a Hispanic family are usually, wow. Yeah, because if they born here, they're technically illegal, but the mama and the daddy might have crawled here over here. See? The kids are born here. They born, they got some status. But, man, see, I never thought about that. Hell yeah. Them rides is different than rides was with Michelle and Barry O. This is a different ride. Michelle and Barry O, they might have been getting busy in the limo. You know, they might have been getting busy. Or now maybe the kids was in there with them. They might have not been getting busy. Donald and Melania, they weren't even sitting next to each other in their limo. They weren't even sitting next to each other. But Joe and Jill's limo, their limo is kind of like an ambulance and shit. They got oxygen in there. They probably got some foot baths in there. They got all kind of meds and shit. Joe probably got an IV right now. They probably got an IV in his arm. Probably, they're trying to get Joe spiked up. They're probably trying to get Joe spiked up. Like, Joe, man, you got a couple more hours to go, man, you know. Joe's like, throw in the damn towel. Throw in the towel. They walked? Wait a minute. Are you serious? The Obamas walked and shit? For real? That was pretty cool. They always try to do shit different. They always try to be normal with it and shit. They didn't take the limo ride? Nah, Joe was like, we ain't walking no motherfucking where. We ain't walking nowhere. Secret Service might have to carry Joe today. Look at her just waving. She waving. They can't see you. Joe can't see nobody. He got an oxygen mask on right now. It's crazy shit. So yeah, man. All I'm saying is, people saying it's a new day. I don't know if it's just a new day or if it's just Wednesday. Uh-oh. Joe got his mask back on. He looked like he took the oxygen mask off. He got his regular mask on. He in there negotiating. How long we gotta be out here? How long we gotta be out here? Look at Jill. Jill's asleep. You can see her in the back of the limo. She's asleep. I mean, Joe did this shit already, twice. He just was in a different car. You know. And he did it, you know, he did the shit he did it 8 years ago? So Joe was at 70. Joe at 70, totally different Joe. He did it at 66 and 70. It's a different Joe altogether, man. Hydration, absolutely. But we've got to put pressure on the people that matter the most to us, and that's local politicians. That's state politicians. You know? Because Joe, it won't matter if by the time it gets to Joe, if the message is watered down. The message can't be watered down. That's why we got to find the politicians that are going to lobby for us. Not people of color, not minority. They want to lobby for immigrants, they lobby for immigrants too. Get in line. We were here first. Get in line. Joe came in about 73. He's been waiting to be president for 47 years. Damn near 48 years. Jill might get out, she might get out barefoot. She might have her footies on and be like, fuck this. Because that's all clean. You know they done swept that area and everything. She might just get out with her footies on. Jill's feet hurt. Jill's feet hurt, I'm trying to tell you. She's not used to wearing them dress shoes like that for long periods of time. Jill can probably sit in the Indian stance all day, but she can't walk like that. Third grade teacher, she probably can sit in the Indian stance and pop up with no hands. But she can't put them motherfucking shoes on like that and just walk around, all that concrete. There you go. There you go. She got them isotoners on. Make them feet feel good. And see, they in the car. Who in the? Oh, that's just the Secret Service. I was like, who in the Suburbans? Why they got Al Roker out there like with a painter's mask on? How come he ain't got like a custom made, you know, good for audio? They got him out there with like a painter's mask. They always give him some fucked up shit. Got him out there with a painter's mask on. $1 million broadcaster. He needs to have a custom-made mask. All his shit should be matching. Just the old plain-ass white painter's mask from the hardware store. We know this. We know this. He's got the big red shoes. He must be explaining everything, I don't know, in its totality and all that, whatever. But yeah. But I get to my last image. And when we talk about king-like behavior, we wouldn't be talking about any of this if we weren't talking about Martin Luther King. And Martin Luther King to me, I mean, I did probably like 5 book reports and essays and shit on Martin Luther King. Why? Because I knew so much about him. Or so I thought. I knew enough about him for AAPS. They didn't ask the hard questions. And I virtually used 2 books to do all that shit from like elementary school all the way up to high school. But I never talked about redress. I never talked about restorative justice. I never talked about reparations and Martin Luther King. It never came up. The most I knew, we'd been to the mountaintop and I have a dream. That's what you talked about in my household. Yeah, they showing all that little goofy shit on MSNBC. It was goofy shit. So, I look at that image when I was going through that slideshow and I kept going back and going back. Because I kept seeing different things. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, it's just another image of Martin Luther King in the back of a limo. But then when you look at it, I believe that is Andrew Young that he's speaking to through the car window. Andrew Young, the Andrew Young. I mean, he turned into a, bootleg, soft shoe shuffling ass nigga. But back then, he was with Martin, so it was good. But he's talking to Andrew Young through the back of a police car window, and look at his suit. He clean. Martin was always clean, unless he was on the trail. When he was on the trail, he had his denim on, he had his, dress pants, little short shirt on or whatever, but he was clean. Because he had just came from testifying in a hearing, and they were taking him back to jail. Clean, like that. Doing some consulting with Andrew. Andrew's probably telling him, okay, we'll take care of Coretta, da-da-dee-da-da-da, bam, bam, bam. But like the third time that I watched this fucking slide, I noticed that the dog is in the car. They put a dog in the car. Like Rex, the German Shepherd, is right there next to Martin. Martin's not cuffed. You can see that he's not handcuffed. I don't know if they had his feet shackled or not. It's not like Martin was gonna run. It wasn't like he was a risk. Where the fuck was Martin Luther King gonna run to back in the day? Nah, she didn't wear that pantsuit, I guess, today, Shanna. She was showing some legs. She's showing a little leg. I didn't see her shoes. I can't wait to see her shoes. I thought she was gonna have them Chucks on for sure. I just knew she was gonna have them Chucks on. I was gonna be hot as a motherfucker. And I want to say thank you to everybody who came in on this impromptu live. It's 7 of us in this bitch. 7 of us, 6 of us, somebody dropped out. Guess they didn't really want to be here. But we did have 7, and with me, that'd have been 8. We could have had 2 spades games. But right now, we can do rise and fly. Where were the AKAs during the swearing in with the chucks and the pearls? Oh, boy, here we go. Oh, boy. I didn't see no AKAs. To be honest with you, I didn't see any AKAs. Kamala didn't wear no pink and green either. I know they're kind of sickening because they caping for her so hard, and she don't even hardly look their way. She said some shit it looked like a couple days ago about the AKAs. Because now she's trying to galvanize. Look at them. Look how they walking. They feet hurt. They feet hurt like a motherfucker. Joe, you better save your energy. Don't be doing all that waving. You need to be out there for a couple more days. You got the family out there. I guess that's the first family. We're the one that's hooked on cocaine and everything. Is that him to the far right? The criminal. You got the one that's hooked on dope and you know. Donald Trump was always trying to bring him out. Tell you, Jill can't wave as much as Joe can wave because Jill taking the brunt of this walk. She holding Joe up and her feet hurt. Yeah. It's cold. It's cold. Yeah. Who that to the left over here doing the thumbs up? Oh, here we go. Here we go. See? See? He doing too much. He tried it over. He tried it over, but he walking back. See, Joe just did too damn much. Ran over to Al Roker's ass, and he didn't run back. He tried it over, and his kneecaps was like, what the fuck you think you doing? Yeah, okay. See if they don't have 2 ice packs on Joe's knees. Okay. He ran over and fist bumped Al Roker. God damn. Here we go. The symbolism shit, boy, is already running deep. It's running deep in this bitch. Look at this. Look at this. Well, I'm going to try to run back. Oh, no, I ain't running back. Oh, no. I thought I'd run back. Yeah, that's what I thought. They had to slow that line up so he could catch back up. You ain't doing a round trip no more, Joe. Sorry. What she got them big ass boots on for? She ain't got all the legs. She ain't got all the legs to fill them boots up. Why they let that girl wear them boots like that? Look like she in some waders. She about to go fishing. God damn. Seriously? What happened there? Oh, shit. Joe got over there, and the dude must have asked him a question that Joe didn't like, and Joe just turned his back on him. I gotta see that again. Is that Keisha Lance Bottoms? Oh, no. Okay. You know they slowing that line up. They slowing that line up because Joe's ass, they try to make it look like he trotting. Nah. They slow the line up and then start walking again when Joe starts running back over. He ain't slick. Let's see. Let's see who he talking to now. She reached out to shake his hand. He ain't supposed to be touching y'all. He ain't supposed to be. Why are people reaching out like he's supposed to be touching them? This ain't nothing but a super spreader. The inauguration is a super spreader. Super spreader. Grandson just went over there and hugged some people. The grandson's over there hugging people. The grandson left the family, and he's over there hugging people. This is a super spreader, officially. They're probably going to take this motherfucking video down. Shit. It ain't but 6 of us in this bitch. Her feet hurt. I'm trying to tell you. Her feet hurt. Them waiters done got to her. She'll think twice about wearing them motherfuckers again. You better wait till you get some more leg to put in there. That little boy ran over there to hug 2, 3 people on the side. Okay. So yeah, when you think about where we've come from, to the slave pick, all the way to Martin, in the back of a police car, with a German shepherd by his side, having to consult with, I believe it's Andrew Young on the outside. This is how he had to deal with things. But they want to do all this reverence for him now. He's so great now. He was so great, why the fuck was he in the back of a police car with a dog? With a dog. If America's so empathetic to what's happened to black people who just wanted to protest, who just wanted to work, who just wanted to earn and live in their own homes, who just wanted to vote, and here this slavery pick, we just wanted to survive. If America's been so fucking good to us, so good, why we still got people who can't sit in their own homes without being shot? Why we got people who can't go to a store without a police officer kneeling on their neck? Why we got women that can't be stopped by a cop and go home? They go to the jail, but they don't go home. We don't even know why there was even an arrest, because they never went home. I started with who made America great. Martin said it. The black man made America wealthy. But what else the black man has done is he has proven that he is a miracle. He is a miracle to have lasted this long on this soil. Boy, they so happy. They so happy they got to a carpeted surface. That concrete was, he's like, we did it. We did it, sweetie. After 4 tries, we did it. We're here. We're here, sweetie. This is us. He talking too. You can see his mask move. His mask is sucking in and out. He gasping for air. He doesn't even really remember that's his inauguration. He's losing oxygen. Jill's got that same expression on her face because she is in pain right now. She's in pain. Yeah. Her feet hurt right now. They hurt. They're home. She's so ready to take her motherfucking shoes off. Hurt. Flat out. Freddie Gray, Eric Harris, Terrence Crutcher, Philando Steele, Castile, I'm sorry, Michael Brown, Atiana Jefferson, Armand Arbery, David McAtee, Breonna Taylor. Domestic terrorists killed these people. Domestic terrorists with badges. Walter Scott. That man was running from a police officer because he didn't want to go back to jail for child support. They shot him with his arms up running away. We're miracles here. We're absolutely miracles to be here. There's no way that we survived what we survived without being a miracle. And that's how I'm really going to end this video, is with Dr. King talking about how we are miracles. It's down to 5 of us in here, So it's really 6. So we got enough for a couple taunt games or maybe a spades, rise and fly. Either way, we're going to take it out with Dr. King. Because that's how I have to end king-like behavior. Because with all the shit that has happened to us. And peace to my sister, Cynthia McDonald. Appreciate you checking in. We always going to try to bring shit out the right way with the Black Watch. I'm opinionated, so I guess that's just the way the content's going to go. But I don't lean just black. I can't lean white because I ain't never been white. I can empathize, I can understand, but I can't see it from their perspective because I ain't never been that. But I'm looking for the right. And of all of it, I'm always looking for the right. Peace to everybody who's really solid in this reparations movement, not just out for self. Everybody that's in it for the collective. Because I know everybody right now ain't in it for the collective. I've seen it. My BTP brothers, I appreciate you. Respect. Let's keep fighting white supremacy. Let's keep fighting racism. Let's just keep fighting. But let's do it in a unified, collected effort. We can't do it individually. We ain't gonna win. We ain't gonna win with no individual efforts. Absolutely not. We're done with that. We gotta galvanize. We gotta unify. And if about 3 or 4 of these people that have platforms would just sit down and talk to one another and understand. And I'm not telling anybody to do anything against their own code. And you definitely don't try to go fucking make friends with somebody who made enemies of y'all. But there's some real people out here doing some real shit, and I think all those people need to get together. Because, see, I'm not here for a hashtag. I'm not here to catch attitude. I'm not here for people to be snarky and to be minimizing. I'm here for reparations. And I'll do my part in playing whatever I got to do to help us get there. But if it's on some fuck shit, leave me out, because I don't need to be there. I don't need to be there. What I like is progress. What I hate is bullshit. But as black people, we the Negro miracles. Don't take it from me. Take it from Dr. King. As I watched Jill and Joe walk in here with their feet hurting, and their family and their grandson who just started a super spreader within the family, going over there hugging all them damn people. All right, boy.
There has never been a single solid, determined commitment on the part of the vast majority of white Americans on the question of genuine equality for the black man. In 1863, the Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery through the Emancipation Proclamation. But he wasn't given any land to make that freedom meaningful. You know, it was something like having a man unjustly imprisoned for 30 or 40 years, and suddenly you discover that he's innocent, that he's been unjustly jailed for 30 or 40 years, and then you simply go up to the man and say, now you are free. But you don't give him any bus fare to get to town. You don't give him any money to buy any clothes to put on his back. You don't give him any money to get on his feet so that he can rise up once more as a man. But this is what happened to the black man in America. And we must remember this, that at the very same time when America refused to give the black man anything, just said you're free, he was left penniless, illiterate, standing out in a situation not knowing what to do and where to go. But we must not forget that at the same time, the Negro was being treated like this. America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest. It says that our country was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. And it refused to undergird its black peasants who were brought in chained from Africa with an economic floor. And so emancipation for the Negro was freedom to hunger. It was freedom to the winds and rains of heaven. It was freedom without a roof over their heads. Freedom without bread to eat. Freedom without land to cultivate. It was freedom and famine at the same time. And it is a miracle that the Negro has survived.